What's hopping, everybody? It is I, Ryusa, and today we're going to play Burn the Midnight Oil demo. I've never backed a Kickstarter so fast. I back it even before playing the demo because oh my god, the visual is beautiful and I like everything that I see from the videos and their marketing. I'm sold. So yes, we're playing the demo now. I get it wrong order, but yes. Okay, this is a Kickstarter demo for Burn the Midnight Oil and not a finished product. Art, music, sound effects, and writing in this demo are all subject to change before the final game. We hope you enjoy playing. Click anywhere to continue. I will. Listen to that! Wait, I think like the music's beautiful and look at those characters. Yum, 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 yum. Let's start a new game. Okay, do you want to play as Circe or Dante? You know, I how do you pronounce this name? Because I know that English pronunciation should be Circe, something like that. But like the Greek pronunciation should be more like a Kirki or something. But correct me if I'm wrong. Date of birth unknown, vampire, private investigator, maker. Wait, who is the maker? It's scratch out, but there. For 2 decades, Circe stalked the street of North Haven as a private investigator, accompanied by her sidekick Edgar. She mostly deals with trivial jobs like catching cheating spouses, fun, finding missing pets, even more fun, and slaying vampires. Oh, okay. She slays for real. She slays for sure. But vampire. Okay. In recent years, Cersei's lost her passion for detective work, but the city isn't done with her just yet. When she's approached by two different clients looking for the same person, she decides to take on this one last case. Ooh, look at that kiss mark. Wait, look at this. Lame. Okay. I like this. Somewhere. Don't remember the month. 1966. Oh no. Something not quite human sits on the edge of the stranger's bed, leisurely lapping at the blood coating her fingertips, savoring her leftovers. She turns her head to stare at tonight's meal, a handsome man currently lost inside his dreams. She wants to be certain she's not imagining the steady rise and fall of his chest. The last thing she needs is a trail of bodies leading them to her. But even the imprints of her teeth on his fair skin have already faded. When he wakes up tomorrow, his memories of the entire night, of her too, will be gone. He'll go on with his life like he never met her. He'll get married, have a kid or two, grow old, die. She'll remember him for a while, but she won't be sad about it, or miss him, or even ponder what could have been. He's not the first male whose bed she seduced herself into, and he could never be the last. So pretty. Her eyes traced the stranger's features one last time, searching in vain for a different face. Wait, but the blood stain. Maybe it also disappeared? His face. Before your humanity was stolen from you, could you have been anything like this man? Or have you always worn your always worn your penchant for distraction with unbridled pride. Mm. When the stranger stirs in his sleep, she accepts that she won't find whatever she is looking for here. Oh, she's just so hot. No. Can I date you instead? I don't know if I wanna be you or wanna be with you. The time has come to part ways. Sweet dreams, Arthur. At least she thinks that was his name. Okay. Maker. It is midnight and I am writing to you from yet another city whose name I couldn't be bothered to learn. I'm not sure what day it is or how long it's been since I bid you goodbye for the last time. Maybe it's been days, maybe it's been weeks, maybe it's even been years. Since your death, I haven't had anywhere to call home. I only stay in one place long enough to take shelter while the sun is out, and then I'm back on the prowl. It's mostly men. I desperately want them to remind me of you, even though none of them look anything like the you I knew. Living or dead, I suspect no one will ever remind me of you. I should probably be grateful for that, shouldn't I? Maker, I have taken the I have taken to hunting every night just to keep sane, but I don't think it's working. I fear I might have lost my mind long ago without noticing. At least I don't think I'm making things worse. At least I'm keeping busy, which means I have less time to think. That's a good thing. If I think too hard or too long, I'll start thinking of you. I make bad decisions when I think of you. Maker, remember how you always used to say that creatures like us weren't made for rules? I always disagreed, but only out of spite. We both know, we both knew you were right. I hate being told what to do. Same, me too. I hate it so much, I'll fuck everything up for myself just to do the opposite. I miss it now though. If you were here, I wouldn't have these doubts. I wouldn't have to worry about right or wrong. You would make all the decisions. You alone would be responsible for the terrible, terrible consequences of our actions. Without you, I find that I'm no longer just lonely. I'm alone. You promised me even that could never part us. So why didn't you take me with you? Shit. She slinks away from the crowds, seeking shelter in the shadow of the nearest alleyway. Shit. So this is it? All those years lead to this? She's still doing the exact same bullshit she used to do when she was trailing after him. Only now she's doing it alone. And to what end? What is the point of living like this? Hell, can you even call it living? What? She almost doesn't dare say it. What if I just ended it? No! She's already died once. Her second death doesn't even have to count. Some might call it suicide, but Circe gave up on heaven a long time ago. If such a place even exists, she was barred from entry many murders ago. All things must end someday anyway. Perhaps it's my turn now. That thought brings her a strange sense of peace. She slows her heart down, leans her head back against the brick wall, and just listens. She hears traffic. She hears laughter. She hears music. She hears colleagues stumbling to their next bar, arguing over who owes the next round. She hears couples spilling out of the cinema, giggling and necking and whatever couples do. If she really strains her ears, she can even hear a couple of homeless drunks laughing their asses off over a joke that definitely doesn't deserve such unfiltered glee. It all sounds like life. Fuck, fuck. All these years, all these years. And she's ready to kick the bucket because what? Because he is gone? She can't even make it a year without him? How is that fair? It's not. It's not fair at all. It's stupid. And worst of all, it's humiliating. She's mourned enough, doubted her decisions enough. She wants to live, so she's going to live. Yeah, yeah, that's right. She'll keep going out of pure fucking spite if that's what it takes. Something drives through her chest, narrowly missing her undead heart. Thump, 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 thump. There's a heartbeat, beating so violently it has to hurt. It takes her longer than it should to remember that it can't be hers. Her eyes shift from the improvised stake in her chest to the man responsible for it. Perhaps he's more of a boy than a man. He can't be a lot older than she was when she was changed. Not that any of that matters right now. A stake to the heart. How medieval of you. The man, boy, doesn't respond. He's busy watching in horror as she rips the stake out of her chest. She doesn't flinch at the pain. It's there, like an incessant little bug, but it doesn't really hurt. Never does anymore. If I may overuse some advice for the next time you try to murder one of us, don't bother with the classics. Crosses, garlic, and all that nonsense, none of it works. Except the sun, but she's not stupid, so she's omitting that part. Don't be afraid. She takes a step forward. He's trembling now, but still, not a word. You are the one who tried to kill me. Shouldn't I be the one to fear you? She catches her hand right before it touches his face. She hadn't even realized she was reaching for him. It's a bad habit of hers. She's always cold, so she's always reaching for warmth. Why don't we play a game? Why don't you guess what can kill me? She doesn't like the silence. She wants to make him talk. If you get it right, I'll even reward you. Generous, no? More silence. This isn't some trick. I find you vaguely entertaining, so I intend to let you keep your life either way. Still silent. Oh, I hate this. Wait, no, speak up, please. She stomps her foot, frustration seeping through. You're not going to talk to me at all? He's not even meeting her eyes anymore. She follows his gaze downwards. Ugh, man. Interesting choice of priorities. Checking out my boobs at a time like this. That's not what I am expecting, but geez. One last look. What? No, that's vile. I would never do that. Okay. He speaks. Well, now I'm offended. What's wrong with my boobs? Nothing? I think. I mean, I wouldn't know because I wasn't looking at your chest area. I'm not that kind of man. Then what kind of man are you? He ignores the questions. I was looking at that. He gestures wildly to the hole in her chest. Oh. Or rather, where the hole used to be less than a minute ago. It's already healed, like it was never there. Another reason luck isn't on your side tonight. I just fed. Oh, okay. So, the less hungry you are, the more powerful you are. I'm assuming. What? I just fed, so I heal faster. The blank, stupid look on his face is oddly endearing. Do you know nothing about our biology, idiot? What did you say to me? I called you an idiot. Would you like me to repeat that? He whips out the knife she already knew he was hiding in the pocket of his coat. Don't patronize me. He points the blade at her. Or call me an idiot. If you behave like an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot. Simply smart enough, if it bothers you. I love her. Oh my god. Yes. If you don't wanna be called stupid, just don't be stupid. It's so easy. You think I care what you think of me, you leech? Evidently, you're not particularly good at hiding your thoughts. Why are you dragging this out? I'll never beg a vampire for my life if that's what you're waiting for. So just kill me and be done with this already. She sort of, kind of, not really, tries to stifle her laugh. It pisses him off even more. What's so funny? Sorry. It's just your accent. I only realize it now, but it's so British. Oh, okay. I cannot imitate British accent, so my bad. Welcome to North Haven, England. No, I don't think I wanna try. I'm sorry. She's just not going to be British when I voice him. Where quite literally everyone talks like this. No, I cannot. Oh, so that's where we are. She looks around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. She's not sure how she got here. But it doesn't matter anymore, does it? She's here now. You're not from here. What gave it away? Your accent? Are you American? When it's convenient. I suppose it doesn't matter when you come from. You still fit in perfectly with the other bloodthirsty freaks in the city. Ha! You amused me. I definitely can't kill you now. Why not? Why? You almost sounds disappointed. Of course not. But it doesn't matter what I want. You should do it anyway. Why? Because we can't both walk from this. It doesn't work that way. Says who? He rolls his eyes. How about this? If you don't kill me first, I'm going to stab you in the back as you walk away. With that silly little kitchen knife? I've seen babies with stronger grips on their toys than you've got on that. His grip loosens. Meanwhile, I could kill you with minimal effort. Right here, right now. I could snap your skinny little neck with my bare hands and not even break a sweat. Only that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I don't kill as often as you may think, so I like to take pleasure in it when I do. I'd make it slow, slice your neck, but keep the cut shallow enough that I have to suck the blood out. I prefer to drink straight from the tap, you see. More intimate that way. Once I've drained you, I'll dump your corpse behind one of these bins and skip town. By the time someone finds you, I'll be long gone. Nobody will even know I was here. He lowers his knife, averting his eyes to stare at nothing in particular. Do what you want. There's no one left who would care enough to try and find me anyway. Oh, trauma dumping. In front of the dumpsters. Okay. Appropriate. She recognized the frustration in his eyes all too well. She's seen it countless times in her own reflection. Monsters took someone from him, just like a monster once took someone from her. Well, no one will have to. As I keep saying, I'm not going to kill you. He hurries to object, but she lifts a finger, and that's enough to shut him up. And you can't kill me. You're bold, I'll give you that. But I don't think you could even kill the weakest of us. You're not strong enough. And that's not an insult or a slight against your ego or an attempt at undermining you. It is simply a fact. You are too weak. Don't you think you are underestimating me a little too much? No, I see you exactly as you are. You're not threat to me. You're not threat to anyone. You want revenge, but for whatever reason, you can't kill the one you actually want dead. So you poured all of your resentment into the first vampire you could find. Me, apparently. Maybe you thought I'd be an easy kill. Maybe you really thought you could do it. But if I had to guess, I think you knew you would fail. I think you wanted to die. Oh, she read him like a book. I imagine you've changed your mind by now. Staring death in the face, you're no longer so tough. Still, your pride prevails. So even if anything I just said happened to be the truth, you'd never admit to it, would you? He drops the knife on the ground and Circe knows she's got him. He's not weak because he feels fear or because he still looks at her like she's a person deserving of empathy or worse, sympathy. He's weak because he was born that way. Circe was much stronger when she met the one who made her. Her maker. Oh, new symbol. Can I click that? Oh, okay. I think this is just like glossary. Okay. Wait, can I be distracted and read this? Because Lord, maker, the creator of another vampire. It is the duty of the vampire's creator to mentor their apprentice, but this tradition isn't always followed by the clanless. Vampires abandoned by their creators are often at a disadvantage in the world, especially in vampiric society. So this is like basically mother, parents, guardian, kinda. Her maker had spent an eternity mastering the art of pretending to be something he'd never be again. Yet when she'd laid eyes on him, she'd still seen what he really was. A monster. But even knowing that, she'd still lost to him. She'd still been too weak. Not anymore though. If you'd like, I could teach you. Seeing his confusion, she elaborates. How to kill vampires, I mean. You would teach me how to kill your own kind? Yeah, why not? No matter how much of an idiot you think I am, surely you don't think I'll believe that's a genuine offer? Your kind prey on the weak, but you're loyal to your own. Even I know that much. He's not wrong. Contrary to popular belief, most vampires are social creatures. They thrive when they are together. In theory, at least, reality is more complicated. It's it's frowned upon, I know, but I don't mind offending people. As a matter of fact, it might just be my favorite pastime. So it's not just me. You are insufferable with everyone. How dare you? But yes, yes, I am. She offers her hand with a smile far too dangerous for anyone sensible to trust. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Only an idiot would strike a deal with a devil like you. But you are my sidekick, no? Like my partner or something in the beginning, right? I see Edgar being mentioned, so you should be. You ended up accepting the offer one way or another. Or someone moderately desperate. A moderately desperate idiot then. Sighing, he takes her hand. She bites back a grin. See? He did. Ah, before I forget, what's your name? Edgar James Thorne. That sounds so pretentious. I'm just going to call you Eddie, okay? If you must. What about you? What's your name? If I told you, would you even use it? Well, yes. That's what people do, isn't it? Call each other by one another's name? Ah, wait. I must say, he, he's usually not my type, but he's cute. Usually not my type, but I admit that he is cute. Hmm. It's been a while since anyone has used her name, but she suppose it would be rude to withhold it from him now. They call me Circe. So may you. His grip on her hand tightens. I want to ask you something, Circe. Yes. When you've taught me all that you can. Wait, when you taught me all that you can, what's going to stop me from killing you? That's the neat part. We want to die. Use it as you may, I think. She allows herself that grin now, showing him all her teeth. Nothing but your own compassion. Hmm. That's an interesting alliance, aliens. Yeah, alliance, not aliens. North Haven, 1960. Wait, 1986. Finding Elysium isn't difficult. The dark doesn't bother Circe the way it might others. Even if it did, she's navigated these tunnels enough times to remember each step. It's getting inside that poses some trouble. It wasn't always such a hassle. Circe was once a regular at Elysium, cautiously welcomed by its patrons because of her relationship with Lazarus, who? The founder of Elysium, Lazarus, is a gifted vampire, but the specifics of his powers are an open secret few dare to mention to his face. Despite his penchant for dramatics and his infamous reputation as a hedonistic drunkard, Lazarus is still deeply beloved by his patrons, who teasingly referred to him as their prince. Lazarus, who also happens to be the only boyfriend Circe ever had when their tumultuous relationship ended some years ago. Lazarus didn't take it very well and indefinitely banned Circe from Elysium. Oh my god. He is a man child, and even worse that he is probably like 100 years old or something. Maybe can be. Uh, Rumor has it the two have been acquainted since long before they ever stepped foot in North Haven. Monikers, Prince of Elysium, Lass, Asshole, Dickhead, etc., etc. Okay. Hmm. It's been 6 or so years now since she'd been warned to never show her face here again. Of course, that flimsy ban has never stopped her before, nor will it stop her tonight. The bouncer standing guard cut straight to the point. Since you managed to find your way here, I take it you've got an invite. It's not a question. Lazarus paid a pretty penny for the spells that ensure only those with an invitation will ever reach Elysium. Fortunately for Circe, no one remembered to amend those spells when she was banned. Oh, you don't recognize me? Should I? Yes. But given that she doesn't recognize him either, he's probably new. Lucky me. What do they call you? Oh, wait. Can I? Vampire names. When a vampire is born, their maker, sometimes their clan, will grant them a new name. It is not only a sign that they have been reborn, but also a symbol that they have been embraced by their new kin. Of course, there have been exceptions, instances where a vampire's creator has allowed them to choose their own name. However, it would mostly likely be assumed that your kin has decided not to accept you as one of their own. Oh, when asking a vampire for their name, it is customary to ask, what do they call you or what do they know you as? This tradition isn't followed as closely by non vampires or vampires outside the clans, but in certain circles, it is a significant faux pas to not do this way. Okay. So he did use that. He might not recognize her, but he'll definitely have been warned of her name. She thinks quickly. Donna. It is not going to be on the list, but it doesn't need to be. That's what her talent is for. What is your talent? Gifts are talents and gifts. Gifts are innate powers passed down from generation to generation through vampiric bloodlines. The further away you are from the primordials, the original line of vampires, the weaker your gift will be. Most modern vampires do not have a gift, making it a symbol of status to have one, even though some gifts might arguably be more of a curse than a blessing. Okay, interesting. So I'm assuming Circe doesn't have gift as well. Talents are abilities nearly any vampire can learn, but only if the ability is taught to them by another vampire. Different clans have hoarded different talents over several generations. They are very defensive of the ones they have collected, determined to protect their secrets from other clans and clanless vampires. Okay, I'm assuming your talents is like memory related because you said you will not remember. The Arthur guy will not remember her. Donna. Donna. He flips through the guest list till he hits the bottom of the last page. Yeah, no. No, Donna. He takes a more aggressive stance, but it's all bravado. He reeks of insecurity. She will gladly exploit that. Okay! It's been a while, hasn't it? I might be rusty. Seduce him, intimidate him, or persuade him. We do. Wait, no. Seduction. Okay. Oh, we can be wrong. I thought we can have like mm, wait, I thought we can have like a different outcome. Okay, okay. Seduction might be a personal favorite of hers, but the method is a hit or miss when it comes to another vampire. Most vampires doesn't share her appetite for casual sex. Most simply can't be bothered. Without enough blood in your system, it gets quite dead down there. Okay, I should intimidate him or persuade him. It's a safer bet. Okay, okay. You will lead me to the. That is interesting though. Even though I am wrong, you tell me why, and you lead me to the correct one. So I like that. I say, if you are insecure, let's intimidate. You deny me entry over some stupid fucking list. How dare you? If you know what's good for you, you will let me in. Her voice doesn't come out right. It's a touch too soft. She already knows it's not going to work before the words are even out of her mouth. Ah, dang it. I should persuade him? Okay. If your name isn't on the list, you can't get in. That is the rules. Donna, or whatever it is they actually call you. Hmm, let's try that again. You're new, right? She doesn't let him answer. I assume so. Otherwise, there's no way you wouldn't remember this face. She gets closer and closer and closer, as much up in his face as their height difference will allow. When you see this face, you should let me in. The bouncer staggers back a step, his confidence rapidly depleting. Her words haven't actually frightened him. Not really. It's just how compulsions work. This is her talent? I think a vampiric ability that allows one to induce others to follow their will, depending on the vampire's strength and the strength or weakness or the target's willpower. The vampire could theoretically convince the target to act or think any way they want. The effect is temporary, but consistent long-term exposure to compulsion may cause permanent personality or behavioral changes. Okay, out of all vampiric talents, compulsion might just be the most powerful, as well as one of the most easily abused. Clans carefully hoard the ability, only allowing their eldest members to learn and practice it. In the hands of the most practiced vampires, compulsion might be one of the closest power to mind control. However, this kind of prowess demands a natural inclination as well as decades, if not centuries, of study. Okay, so we're like powerful, we slay, we're so pretty. Or don't. You're more than welcome to wait and see what Nisha will do to you when she learns you turn away one of Elysium's VIPs. Who is Nisha? Elysium's manager, as well as Lazarus' right-hand woman. She may only be human, but her street smarts have earned her the reluctant respect of Elysium's patrons. For the right price, she sometimes sells information, but nothing that would ever jeopardize the future of Elysium. Some Elysium's patrons like to speculate that Nisha and Lazarus are secretly lovers, but anyone who actually knows them will know that that is no more than hogwash. Nisha is like a sister to Lazarus. They bicker often, but he trusts her more than he trusts himself. Oh, that sounds so sweet. Well, will we see her? She's not known for her mercy, but you are new. Perhaps she will take pity on you. Her words are followed by a lazy, half-ass shrug. Perhaps. Compulsion isn't mind control. Circe can force people to entirely transgress their own nature. It simply sways people in certain directions, different methods, seduction, persuasion, intimidation. Work on different people. I okay, I think maybe this is just in the tutorial mode, so they let me off the hook. But maybe later on I need to pay more attention and choose the right one. The weaker their will, the further she can push them. With enough practice and the right target, you could convince someone to do almost anything. Oh, you know what? We do have issues with the guest list all the time. Missing names, those sort of things. They definitely do not. Nisha would never allow it. Must have forgotten to write you down. Please go ahead, miss. Miss. I mean, ma'am? My lady? Mistress? We'll work on it, yes? She casually pats his shoulder on the way and then. Ah! I love her. You know? Ah! I love when we play as someone who slays so hard. Like, yes, queen. The Elysium, the only sanctuary in the city for creatures of the night. Let's see. Vampire exclusive establishment of any kind, though they are commonly places of culture or entertainment such as bars, clubs, and theaters. I love theaters, and I like drinking, but at home. Since the 70s, Elysium's been an Epicurean heaven for femmes to gather and feast without repercussion. Donors, that's what they call the humans selling their blood here. I mean, must be very straightforward too. How the vampires in Elysium refer to the human staff who consensually donates blood to them. Some donors do it for the money or in the hopes of one day becoming vampires themselves, but most of them simply find it to be a pleasurable experience. Ooh, interesting. Some of them are natural masochist, taking pleasures in being fed on. Others are only here to make some good money. Most are here for both, and a select few loonies come here with dreams of one day becoming vampires themselves. I wonder, how do you turn people? I thought when a vampire feed on you, you turn into vampire, but maybe not, because if that's the case, everyone gonna turn. I feel like I've heard about it somewhere, like maybe different story have different lore, but usually they are originated from the same shit and then they just make variations of that. But I don't know, maybe there's like a ritual for it. But to my knowledge, few, if any, have yet had the honor of experiencing the change. Okay, we'll learn about it, I guess. The change, the act of a vampire bestowing vampirism upon a mortal. Those who have experienced it themselves says it is both the most pleasurable and painful experience one could ever have. Like a newborn, fledglings have only two immediate desires: to be embraced by their maker and to feed the hunger, alternatively known as the first death. Let me know how! I wanna know. Maybe we're gonna learn. It's nearly been a year since Circe had last set foot in Elysium. One quick look around promptly reminds her why she's been avoiding the hellhole. Nothing's changed. Everything's exactly the same. Circe inhales, her stale lungs breathing in the irresistible saccharine scent of blood. The familiarity should comfort her in a city that's rapidly changing, more so now than ever. Elysium's been one of her only constants, but it gets so damn boring. Among the 40 to 50 something fams who permanently reside in North Haven, Circe can count on one hand which ones aren't regulars at Elysium. Okay, this is the North Haven, a city somewhere in England. North Haven's hectic nightlife has attracted a substantial supernatural population, hoping to hide in plain sight amongst the crime and chaos. The thing is, I wanna know, why are you here? Are you traveling when you got turned? I don't know. Because you are not from here, but you've been residing for at least 6 years. Because that is the last time you had a relationship with Lazarus, right? They are a tight-knit group who come here night after night to dance, drink, and smooch. As for what brings Circe herself here tonight, the same reason she always comes to Elysium. She's looking for someone. Let's see. She double checks the picture the client provided. It's an old photograph, a blonde guy, cute enough if you're in his age group, with baby blue eyes and a smile that's up to no good. Basically, I'm looking for a less alive version of this guy. Cool. She scans the dance floor for a mop of blonde curls, but there is no one. Either our intel was off and he's not here yet, or like most of us, he's taken on a different look on his new life. It's annoying they don't have a more recent picture, but this is what the client offered, and Edgar couldn't find anything more recent. For now, she should find someone who might have a better idea of where she can find him. We talk to them? We are on talking term? I mean, I kinda wanna meet Nisha. Can I find Nisha? Lazarus may have founded Elysium, but it's his right hand who runs the place. And you also say that Nisha, with the right price, will sell info. As a human, Nisha hadn't been a popular choice for the job. She fought hard to earn the patron's respect. Now everyone, human or vampire in Elysium, turns to Nisha when they've got a problem, and anyone who messes with Elysium's equilibrium will also have to answer to her wrath. I'll have to talk to her if I want to get anything done. Ignoring the urge to make the objectively worst decision, Circe goes looking for Nisha. I kinda wanna see Lazarus as well if possible, but you know. I was thinking. It doesn't take long to find her. She's at her favorite spot, leaned back against the bar, a stick hanging haphazardly from her red lips. The way her eyes curve in amusement when she spots Circe says more than words ever could. Is that who I think it is? Welcome back from the dead, babe. I wouldn't call Nisha a friend, but we do get along. It helps that Nisha's a businesswoman, though her loyalties will always be to Lazarus and Elysium. Nisha appreciates making a little extra on the side when she can. Only, instead of selling her own blood, she sells information. I remember you say that. That makes her more valuable to Circe than any donor ever could be. Missed me? I guess it does get pretty dead around here without you. No pun intended. She puts she puts out her cheek on the bar counter. Where have you been this past shit? Has it been a year already? Should we? Where were we? I wanna know. But well, oh wait. We have two slots. We have slots for Dante as well. My god. Avoid the question. I mean, like, it can be rhetorical, right? Been keeping tabs on me, I see. Lazarus orders. I knew he was spying on me. Asshole. Don't take it personally. Or do. Doesn't make much of a difference to me. Now stop avoiding my question. What question? Where have you been? Here and there. Avoiding us. It's a good thing. Wouldn't it be terrible if I came around too often and you grew bored of me? Impossible, and you know it. You're the most interesting person I've ever met. You need to meet more people then. Nisha relents, raising her hands in a half-assed gesture of peace. Fine, keep your secrets if they are so precious. Shall do. Nisha tips her head towards the bar. How about the drink before you share what brings you here? My treat. I'm good. You are turning down a free drink? I'm not thirsty. Nisha smiles like she doesn't believe her, and she would be right not to. The thirst is never fully satisfied. Fortunately, Nisha's a lot more respectful of boundaries than Circe's ever been, so she knows to not push it. You don't mind if I make myself one, do you? Be my guest. Nisha slips behind the counter, playfully hip-checking the bartender on surface to make more space for her. The bartender shakes their head at her with a smile. Nisha, trying to steal my job again? Work harder and I won't be able to. Who's this? Oh, right. Jude, meet Circe. Circe, this is Jude. Hey, Jude. A young vampire who works at Elysium. Jude mostly bartends these nights, but they also work as one of Nisha's many ears inside and outside Elysium. Ooh, apprentice. Before Jude becomes a vampire, they used to be a donor. Oh, so you do get turned. Actually, I don't think I care. But you just ask. You know what? Never mind. Jude looks more amused than offended. So you're the one they call Circe. Weren't you banned for forever? No one actually cares about that. Except maybe Lazarus, depending on his mood. Then why do you continue to make it a pain in the ass for me every time I visit? Does it matter? Does it matter? You always find a way in, don't you? Not thanks to you. Circe eyes Jude, who's watching their interaction with strange interest. You're new. Sort of. Jude, you said. Yeah. Like the song? I just sang that. Their skin can flash, but they still look bashful. Like the song. Circe's attention returns to Nisha. Why are there so many new faces? First the bouncer, and now this one. Jude isn't new. They have worked here for quite a while now. Used to be a donor, actually. Circe doesn't bother hiding her surprise. Lazarus actually changed one of them? No, no, not Lazarus, not directly at least. Another vampire passing through town lost control of his hunger, drank too much. You know how it goes. Oh, huh? So if you got killed by a vampire, you become vampire? Like, huh? The hunger refers to the insatiable desire a vampire has for blah 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 blah. Sorry, for blood. It is a need. It is a need as much as it is a want. Failing to keep one's hunger in check tends to have a little consequences. Alternative terms, the thirst. Okay. Lazarus made him change me. He Nisha's frowning, but then she noticed Circe is watching her and fakes a smile. He saved their life. He did. He really did. More like he ruined it. You wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place if Lazarus hadn't hired you. What happened to the one who made you? Nisha answered for them again. Oh, he's dead. Like dead, dead. Good riddance. I suppose congratulations are in order, Jude. You survived your fangling year. A slang term used to refer to a newborn vampire. Oh, it's like cute. It's like buddling, seedling, fangling. After a year has passed, given that the vampire didn't get themselves killed one way or another, one will no longer be considered a fangling. Okay, so you're not like a newborn anymore. It was an interesting experience. Your first year after the change is never easy, but under the right guidance, it's manageable. Jude may not have had their maker by their side, but the Elysium fam still look out for each other, as long as it's convenient. It's nice to meet you at last. Lazarus talks about you so much. I've always felt like I already know you. Oh yeah? What's he been saying? Nothing nice. The other night, he went on a rant about you for hours, say that in almost 200 years of unlife, you're the worst bat he's ever met. I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Aw, he remembers. Something like that. Lazarus need to practice his insults if that's the best he's got. I'm disappointed. Oh, he said far worse. Just didn't think it polite to repeat. That's just how he expresses his affection. He's a sentimental soul. Think that's enough shit stirring for one night, Jude. Back to work. Yes, ma'am. Jude spares Circe one last glance and a brief smile. And then it's only her and Nisha again. Nice kid. They are older than you in mortal years. Like I said, nice kid. Nisha's eyes never leave the drink she's mixing, but Circe still feels watched. So, if you're not here to keep me company, why are you here? I'm looking for someone. You'll have to be a little more specific. Circe holds up the target's photo for Nisha to see. He's a fangling. I don't know what they call him, but our client says he's been lurking around Elysium the past couple of nights. I'm hoping I'll find him here tonight too. Nisha isn't even looking. Circe pushes. Recognize him? No one sets foot inside Elysium without Nisha knowing. Nisha knows Circe knows that, which is why they both know it's total bullshit when Nisha barely glances at the pictures before she shrugs. Boys like that are too penny in North Haven. What makes you think I will remember? Here we go. Unless you've got something to help remind me? You only get greedier and greedier. Thankfully, greed is easy to work with. Circe slides a few pounds over the counter. Nisha is quick to tuck it away inside her pocket. Suddenly, she's got a bounty of information to share. They call him Seth, and your intel's not wrong. He's a fangling, and a fairly fresh one too. Maybe a couple of weeks dead, give or take. A fangling who showed up in North Haven recently and has already built up an unsavory reputation. An anonymous client paid Thorn investigation to slay him for reasons unknown. Oh, wait, so we're not just investigators, we're also like assassins, kinda. I mean, I know that you are a vampire slayer, but I didn't know. Oh, wait, yeah, that is what our alliance is for. I forgot. So I knew it. I just decided to forget. Probably. He has no one. Whoever made him, they are no longer in the picture. Which doesn't spell great odds for him in this world. He's only been here twice before, but he should be here tonight unless he's too scared. Why would he be scared? He's been on trial so far. If he wants to stay on the list, he needs to stay paying. But without a job or someone to sponsor his undead life, well, let's just say his options for gathering enough money aren't exactly legal. Not that we care how he earns his keep, as long as it doesn't bring us any unwanted attention. No, now that you're after him, I guess I can forget about all that. He's definitely won't be able to pay after you're done with him. I'd say I'm sorry, but you're not. I know. Nisha strains her drink into a chilled martini glass. Can I ask what he did? I'm sure you already know. Why pretend you don't? Nisha sips her drink. Circe waits. If I let you do this, I don't need your permission. Nisha rolls her eyes. Fine, you're right. I do know Seth's a piece of shit and doesn't deserve to exist. But most of Elysium's clientele, including yourself once upon a time, are a pieces of shit who should be dead. That doesn't mean you can kill all of them. I'm only allowing it this time because Seth isn't a regular piece of shit. He's a piece of shit whose body count is going to lead the pigs to our doors. And I really, really don't want to see Orions holier than thou muck more than I absolutely have to. Orions Walker, an inspector in the supernatural crime division. Oh my god! There is an opposing side! And it has Dante, okay? Making him Dante and Raul's superior officer. Despite being a vampire, Orion has a human family. Both his wife and his daughter are aware of his identity and job. Okay, so the wife is freaky? Well, officially, Orion's daughter Alice is adopted and not his biological child. Vampires shouldn't be able to have children, making Alice a miracle that has to be kept a secret. Oh, oh. So she is actually his daughter, but they thought that she is adopted. If her identity gets out, it might catch the attention of questionable people. Perhaps it is because of this similarity that Orion finds it difficult to not constantly worry about Dante. Wait! Hold! Please tell me about Dante first. So, whatever you plan on doing to Seth, spare me the gory details. The less I know, the better for us both. Go ahead. Just don't do it anywhere near Elysium. We have a zero tolerance policy towards violence between femmes here, in case you forgot. How's that going for you, by the way? Just asking, since your zero tolerance policy towards me is hardly being enforced. You're already banned. What are we supposed to do? Ban you again? You could unban me if you're not going to put any real effort into keeping me out. Nisha attempts a wary smile but ends up sighing instead. You act like it was my decision. Oh, right. I almost forgot. No matter how much you like to pretend otherwise, you're still last little minion. Fuck off! You don't even like it here, babe. Every time you come, all you do is complain, complain, complain. And you should know better than to take this personally. You dated him. You know what Lazarus is like. Love and hate, romance and violence, making love and fucking. It's all the same to that beautiful, messed up mind of his. Another sip of her drink. For what it's worth, he really does miss you. Meanwhile, I couldn't be happier to be rid of him. Nisha sighs again, more amused than annoyed this time. Is it because your kind has too much time on your hands that you waste so much of it? I guess you'll find out on your own, assuming things go the way you want them to. Nisha drops the grin. She wants to be one of them. She's never dared to say it aloud, at least not to Circe, but it's obvious to anyone who pays enough attention. Now, personally, I will never wish the change upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. But every now and then, I'll meet someone who thrives in the night, someone who might as well have been born to be one of us. Nisha's exactly like that. But Circe will never change her, and unless Lazarus permits it, neither will any of the other vampires that hang around Elysium. Nisha's only chance is Lazarus. We'll see how that turns out for her. Speaking from experience, he loves to disappoint. Back to the fangling. Will you keep an eye out for him? Please? Pretty please? Alright. I'll even send him your way if I see him. In return, you'll make sure he's dealt with far away from here. Deal? Sure. I'm serious, Circe. Unless you want Lazarus to learn our little partnership. Circe couldn't care less if Lazarus learns that Nisha's been working with her detective agency for years now. Oh, okay. We're ally. I thought I thought she's just mostly neutral. Just whoever pays more money, kinda. It's not her who's going to get in trouble. It will be Nisha, his right hand, who gave away intel on his clients at his club. But it'd be inconvenient to lose our best informant. Also, Eddie will nag about it for nights. I'll be discreet. Don't worry. That's all I ask. Not much time passes before one of Elysium's goons notifies Circe of the Fangling's arrival. Looks like Nisha's fulfilled her end of the bargain. Now it's Circe's turn. Moments later, Circe finds Seth loitering near the stage. She was right to assume that he's changed since the photograph. He's at least a few years older, though still young enough to have just graduated university. He's shaved off the baby fat and grown a mediocre mustache. But the cheeky smile he shots her way is identical to the one in the picture. It's hard to read sometimes, pardon me. For a split second, Circe hesitates. He still looks so young, so full of life, even in death. Then she remembers what he's done. She remembers the woman he's hurt. She remembers he deserves this. Hey, he's grinning from ear to ear, a little too brightly for someone who's supposed to be dead, and she closes in. Why, hello there. What do they call you? Does it matter? You're welcome to call me whatever you want. Really? Typical of a fangling, Seth is a slave to his own impulses. Perhaps he's merely deferring to her as an older vampire, or he simply can't help his excitement at a woman showing interest in him first. Either way, she smiles, deciding there is no point in wasting time. Seduction has always come easiest for her. You should come somewhere with me, somewhere more private. Seth lunges at the opportunity without reservation. Sure, when? I can go anytime. Now? Where to? Oh my! He's blonde and he acts like a golden retriever. He must be a dog. But we don't kill dogs, so he must not be a dog. He's a dog though. He acts like dog, you know? She hides her disgust behind a well-timed giggle. Come with me. She slips a hand into his and guides the overly eager femmes through the crowd. The bouncer, who almost didn't let her in earlier, still guards the entrance. He doesn't say anything when he sees them, simply watching as they disappear down the dark tunnel. When they get out of the tunnels, Circe leads Seth through the streets with confidence, knowing exactly where to bring him. It's where I met Eddie for the first time, 20 years ago. Oh, it's been 20 years since then? Wait, how old were Eddie that time? I'm assuming maybe like if 20, then he is 40? No, I spared his life that night, but I've ended many lives there since to make up for it. Seth doesn't shut up once. I've never been with a vamp before. Is it better than sex with humans? Shouldn't we get some blood first? He enjoys the sound of his own voice too much. Not even once does he question her silence. Circe stops at the end of the dingy alley, far away enough from Elysium to maintain her end of the deal. Seth looks around with a frown. You want to do this here? Would a nice girl like you prefer a hotel? Not a girl. Seth's jaw drops stupidly. You mean... I'm in the moment, right? Not He thought I'm a boy. I was referring to my age. Oh yeah, of course not. I'm sure your experience. Anyway, I'd invite you back to mine, but I don't have a place yet. Just rolled into North Haven the other night. Still getting my shit sorted out. She ignores him, letting him laugh nervously to himself while she looks around, checking there's no junkies or creeps hiding around the corner. Seems it's just the two of us here. And he's back to being excited. Oh, you dirty girl. You got a kink for doing it outside, yeah? Ew. You pick a great spot then. No way anyone will find us here. As long as we are on the same page. Good. Kill him. She lunges for him, grabbing him by the throat and shoving him up against the wall. Gah! He doesn't need air to survive, but he's forgotten that in his panic, he gasped desperately, clawing at the hand wrapped tight around his neck. Circe stares into his eyes the entire time. She doesn't want to miss the moment the fight leaves him, the moment he realizes he doesn't stand a chance. She's older, she's stronger, she's going to kill him. She's going to fucking kill him. Please. She only noticed he's crying with a stray tear when a stray tear hits her skin. Typical. When threats don't work, they always resort to begging. Please don't. Please. I don't know what I've done to piss you off. She can feel the joy seeping out of her as Seth's crying grows louder. She forgot how annoying it can be to kill fanglings. They are too sensitive. Whether it's pain or pleasure, they feel everything too strongly. That's why they don't last long without an older vampire to guide them in their first year. Leave them to their own antics and they'll fuck like rabbits and die like cattle. Why are you doing this to me? Quit wailing and I'll get to that part. It's a little hard not to wail when you're about to kill me, but sure, I'll be bloody quiet. She lifted her chin, daring him to speak another word. I'm waiting. Okay, he's silent now. Perfect. Listen, I think we both can agree you've been stupid. Least you could have done is be more careful with where you take your meals. Not eaten as many sheep from the same pan, then maybe no one would have noticed. But no, on top of that, you were childish enough to play with your food and leave evidence behind. She sees the exact moment her words starts to seep to his dumb little brain. The games you like weren't very fun for your playmates, were they? Of course, you liked that they didn't like it, didn't you? That's what this is about? They were fucking into it. And you talk like I've been touching them. I haven't. I never said that. I'm not sick. My mom taught me better. I see. So, she warned you not to stick your dick when it's unwanted, but she forgot to tell you not to eat people? Don't bother denying it. You torture them, Seth. You snack on their flesh while they still breathe. So, what if I like to steal a bite? Their blood is good enough to drink, but their flesh is too dirty for us? Every vampire's tried meat once. Yes, even you. I bloody know you have. And like I already told you, they fucking enjoyed it. You're a sick fuck. Oh, jeez. Her finger twitched, her grip on his throat threatening to tighten. Did they tell you that before or after you drained them? You drained and defiled them? I'd ask them personally, but last I checked, the dead don't talk. Well, with the exceptions of us. Why does it even matter? Aren't we the same? Stupid bitch. Aren't we? Then you should know it isn't fair to judge me. We're fucking vampires. Apex predators. Top of the food chain. Please kill him already. Please, please, please. Please. Who cares what happened to the cattle? Circe, please. Please, Circe. God, can you get any more cliche? See? See? That's the problem with vampires like yourself. You have no regard for consequences. You think that just because you can, you should. Well, let me clue you in on a little secret. She squeezed hard, strangling him. You shouldn't have. Oh shit. Release him. You've got to be kidding me. Release him. I will not repeat myself. There is only one vampire in this city who would dare order Circe like that around like that. Abraxas. This is your final warning, Miss Circe. I strongly recommend you heed it. I hurt you the first time, Abraxas, but I'm not one of your lapdogs. You should ask nicely if you want me to do something for you. As if playing nice with you has ever done anyone any good. How would you know? You never tried. You are trying to distract me, but your efforts are in vain. Tonight, I have even less patience for your antics than usual. Seth is under the protection of the supernatural secrecy force. If you harm as much as a hair on his head, you will be in defiance of North Haven's supernatural law. You are the popo? Dang it! SSF, the Supernatural Secrecy Force, is a privately owned counter-terrorism and intelligence agency, secretly operating under political and financial support from multiple government and private individuals. Their key priority is to shield the existence of the supernatural world from humans. The SSF has offices all around the world, but they hold more power in some places than others. Most SSF agents are supernaturals, but the higher ups are almost exclusively human. Though the SSF claim to care for the best interests of human and non-humans alike, their regulations often put the supernaturals at a disadvantage. Ah, the supernatural who have decided to sign up for work for the SSF are, at best, distrusted by other supernaturals. At worst, they are completely ostracized. So, like, regular government shit. Purely out of childish spite, she considers plucking a hair from Seth's head just to prove a point. It will grow back in seconds after all. Release him. Let me handle him. Meh. It's not as if this would be my first crime. I've broken at least 2 laws just tonight. This is a serious matter. How serious? I cannot say much. Just know that Seth is our only witness to an important investigation. I am? He is? In her surprise, Circe drops Seth on his behind. Seth scrambles to his feet, running to hide behind Abraxas' imposing frame. It's hard to tell, but beneath that thick jacket, Abraxas is hiding almost 6 feet and 5 inches of lean muscle. I mean, I can still tell. If only he'd use all those muscles for something productive, like throwing me around a bedroom. But I digress. Normally, no self-respecting vampire would run to an SSF agent for help, but Seth either doesn't know that or, yeah, no, he definitely has no respect for himself. Follow me. One of my agents is waiting for us around the corner. Hey, where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you. Abraxas answers without pause. I am. I'm not. I fail to see how that's my problem. Abraxas couldn't look more bored if he tried. It's infuriating how he always carries himself with perfect poise. Even as his shoulders hang heavy with guilt, he thinks no one can see. Thank you for not putting up too much of a fight this time, Miss Circe. I appreciate it when you are willing to collaborate. Unlike the rest of his good-for-nothing squad, Abraxas has never, not even once, flinched in the face of her wrath. But there's always a time for first. Collaborate? You want me to show you how I collaborate? Very nice CG as well. I love their art style so much. Dang. This is like still cool but also cute. Look at that. She storms up to him. Even in heels, she has to glare up at him. But the height difference has never intimidated her. This is unnecessary. I could hear you perfectly fine where you stood. Go fuck yourself. Not even a flinch. Very mature. You are more than welcome to waste my time any other night, Miss Circe, just not this one. He tries to sidestep her, but she follows, blocking his path. Don't pretend you're above this. You love arguing with me. That's why you're always in my business, messing with my work. He brows. He brows. His brows furrow. It's the only hint that her words have affected him in any way. I am not in your business. You are in mine. Right, sure. That's why I stalk you here. Oh, wait. That wasn't me. That was you. Oh, please. I did not stalk you. Then how'd you feel? How'd you find us? Coincidence. Uh-huh. Coincidence? Seriously? That's the best you could think of? It isn't the first time you have brought prey to this alley. I was in the area looking for Seth and figured it would be worth a look. Oh, you know me so well. So yes, it is nothing more than a coincidence that I found you. He moves to pass her again, but she moves again to block him. Do you even know who you are protecting here? Do you know what this bastard does to his victims? He doesn't just drain them, he tortures them. He deserves worse than that. Death. Dirt. He deserves worse than that, I agree. You want to talk? You just tried to kill me. Well, yeah. Seth pushes out his chest, mimicking Abrax's stance the best he can. Oh, he's a loser. You saw what she did. You saw everything, right, Captain? Captain? Quiet. But Seth only get louder. You did. You saw how this, she devil threatened me. That's attempted murder. What are you waiting for? Do your job and arrest her. Circe doesn't rise to her own defense. There is no need because she sees Abraxas' response coming from a mile off. On what grounds? What? I just told you. She tried to murder me. That isn't something the SSF is concerned with. We cannot get involved every time there is a minor squabble between two supernaturals. But shut it. Oh, enemy to lover. I was about to say I usually don't like enemy no, I like enemy to lovers. I just don't like when the first time people are rude to us and then they become softer, that dynamics. But Abraxas is not exactly rude. He's just stoic kinda, which is also still not my top priority on types as well. But like this dynamic is fun. I like it. They trade a peeve glance at the unintentional coordination. After a stony stare, Abraxas is first to break the tense silence. You have no authority here, Miss Circe. Now go your way, and I'll go mine. The palm of his cold hand goes along the small of her back, gently pushing her aside. Then he grabs Seth by the elbow to drag him to the mouth of the alley. Circe follows right at their heels. What happens to him after you get what you need? We'll follow protocol and release him. But he's a criminal. Because he's predictable like that, Abraxas just offers her the usual spiel. The SSF is a counterterrorism and intelligence agency. So you're not really the police, you're more like a CIA, kinda. Oh yeah, it's counter terrorism and intelligence agency also becomes CIA. We investigate and neutralize supernatural threats for the greater good of society. We have neither the time nor a reason to chase down all the addicts, muggers, and vandals who haunt these streets. But even if I wanted to do something, we have no case against him. I cannot abuse the law by detaining him without proof of a crime. My word is your proof. Have I ever lied to you before? Many times. But I'm not lying this time. Abraxas pauses, turning to look at her. She meets his assessing stare with confidence. Hmm. Hmm? If you have proof that this vampire has violated supernatural law, you should gather your evidence and report it to the Supernatural Crime Division. New stuff? Okay. I think we've talked about this before, but yeah, we just haven't have the description for it before. The Supernatural Crime Division, or SCD. Dangerously close to something else. A secret police division focused on investigating and preventing supernatural crime, led by a wizard called Advic. To the public eye, they appear as the Special Crimes Division. Hmm. Okay. I'll put in a word with the inspector or whoever's on shift to make sure he's looked into as soon as possible. And if he is indeed guilty of the claims you make, I'll personally ensure that he gets what he deserves. Now, will you please step aside and let me do my job? She steps back, hiding her fangs between tightly pressed lips. Fine. She's not going to report shit. By the time they get through the backlog of to his file, Seth will already have fled the city. She'll surrender him to SSF custody for now. There is no other option, but as soon as he's out of their sight, Seth snickers under his breath. Serves you right, you stupid cut. 1 second, Seth's taunting her. The next, he's curled up on the floor, clutching his broken nose as he cries out in pain. Oh, fuck! What was that for? It happened so fast, she almost misses the look of uncharacteristic rage on Abraxas' face. Mind your tongue in the presence of a lady. Okay. Okay. You know what? You know what? I like you. I might have said that you are not my type, but I was wrong. Okay. I like you. I like you more. Doesn't really make you my type though, but still. Hehe. Like points up. Clearing his throat, he casually has the audacity to look sheepish when his eyes meet Circe's. We'll take a detour. The nose will heal before we reach the office. Hope your car crashes on the way. For a split second, she thinks she sees the ghost of a smile grace his lips. Great, now I'm hallucinating. He did smile. He did smile. Look at that. He did smile. He did smile. So cute. Good night to you too, Miss Circe. He grabs the back of Seth's hoodie, effortlessly lifting him with one arm and carrying him out of the alley. She doesn't watch them leave. She's too pissed to spend another second here. Once she's certain she's still alone, she transforms. Aw, she's a cute bat! And flies into the night. Oh, your house is like mine. Circe flies through an open window of her flat. Miss Circe, Miss Circe, Miss Circe. She transforms just in time to land on her feet inside. Who the hell does he think he is? Boy, really? I don't know if I want to be you or want to be with you. She stalks around in the tiny space, tearing off her clothes while cursing Abraxas in every language known to mankind. She's never known anyone more frustrating. She pulls to a stop in front of a mirror so she can adjust her underclothes and check her makeup. Wait, we have reflection? But her reflection makes her pause. Sometimes I wish the myths were true and vampires didn't have reflections. So you do have reflections in this world. When she sees herself in the mirror, she can never resist picking her appearance apart. The red lips painted that color so her mouth would match her eyes. The black hair she frantically restyles with every change of the seasons. The body that stopped aging the year she thinks she turned 22, only a few days short of 23. She tries to carry herself to show she's older than she looks, but staring herself down in the mirror, she can't help feeling hopelessly young. In the near 100 years of her existence, she's reinvented herself dozens of times. So why do I still look so alike the girl I used to be? I wish I could forget her, but every time I see myself, there she is. At least she's beautiful. A small mercy. She's beautiful. I'm too old to mop around like this. Circe picks her clothes back up, slipping them back on. It's embarrassing, really, letting Abraxas shake her confidence like this. We have a cat! She smirks. Back again, I see. She quiets her steps, sneaking around as she searches for the little intruder. Come out, wherever you are. She catches the culprit under a haphazardly discarded bra. Her neighbor's cat. Oh, not our cats. Okay. How did you manage to escape your owner this time, She pish as at Ellie, luring her from her hiding spot. She's not sure the sounds actually make a difference. The cat just seems to really like her. Circe's neighbor's cat. She likes to sneak into Circe's flat. Aw, it's so cute, Ellie. Why else would you sneak in here all the time, She picks the cat up, cradling her in her arms and pressing a kiss to her head. Poor Mrs. Harris has to be worried sick about you. Wait here, I'll have Eddie take you home. Wait, do you live together? Or nearby? I'll take that as a yes, ma'am. Good kitty. Oh, okay. The office is downstairs, I see. Downstairs, she finds Edgar hunched over his desk, nose buried in mountains of paperwork. Edgar Thorne, a human who's worked with Circe for 20 years now. He managed their clients, paperwork, and anything else Circe doesn't want to deal with herself. Thorne Investigations is named after him. Yeah, I noticed. When Eddie's working, he might as well be dead to the rest of the world. The only sign he is an actual living person and not an eerily realistic statue is when his hand moves to scratch at his 5 o'clock shadow. Sometimes it's all too easy to forget that Edgar isn't the same boy I met 20 years ago. Edgar is the only human companion she's ever had. She knows their relationship isn't conventional. Wait, Edgar is the only human companion she's ever had? Well, okay, so Nisha is not really her companion and not even her friends, but they are pretty much an ally in my opinion. But yeah, maybe he's just closer. Like he stays so close alongside her. She knows their relationship isn't conventional. Vampires don't keep the company of humans they aren't feeding on, or sleeping with, or planning to change. But Edgar isn't a blood bag, or a quick fuck, or a toy to her. He's a friend. Oh, okay, so that's why he is the companion. You consider him friend. Perhaps her only friend in this world. Oh, that's cute. When we first met, we looked the same age. Perhaps that's why it feels so strange to watch him grow while I don't. Growing old suits him. Where he used to be cute, he is now handsome. At least in her opinion, that is. Do we scare him or be like a cat? This is fun. And also Circe pretty much giving black cat energy. Slipped into his lap. Circe crawls over the desk and into his lap. She buries her nose in his collar and inhales. He smells the same as always. As always? So they do this a lot? Like coffee, tobacco, and cheap body wash. Comfortable? Oh my god! Wait. He's just used to it. She's done this enough time that it barely faces him anymore, which is disappointing. Oh well, it just means she has to try a little harder to fluster him. Very comfortable. Glad one of us is. Bored, she slips out his lap and sits on the edge of the desk instead. You'll never guess what happened again to Abraxas messed up the job, didn't he? She was talking about Ellie, but being reminded of Abraxas sours her mood. How'd you know? He heard you cursing up a storm upstairs. Right, thin floors. Edgar doesn't ask for details, well aware Circe will supply them regardless. It never takes much for her to go off on another one of her rants about Abraxas and the supernatural secrecy force. They've been a thorn in their operation since the very start. Separate from the Supernatural Crime Division, the SSF are an intelligence agency specialized in so-called counterterrorism. Bluntly speaking, they've been ordered to do whatever it takes to ensure that the existence of the supernaturals remain a secret from the larger world. They spy and manipulate the narrative behind the scenes, only stepping forward when an incident grows big enough that it threatens exposure. On occasion, they will even directly eliminate assumed threats. Okay, so they can only do that if someone is to be like spilling tea about the supernatural whereabouts. The SSF higher-ups are all mortals, but they send supernaturals like Abraxas to do the dirty field work for them. Many would insist that the SSF are necessary evil, but everyone still thinks supernaturals who joined up are sellouts. Innocence or guilt matters little to the SSF. Their job is quite literally to brush things under the rug, usually at the expense of non humans. Cities that have experienced a rise of vampires don't let the SSF anywhere near if they can help it. Rise of Vampire refers to historical events in which a single or several vampire clans have set up a stronghold in a region. Aside from wizards, these strongholds tend to shun the presence of other non humans. In the past decade, Paris has been Europe's largest vampire stronghold. On the other hand, the British vampire population, once prosperous, has been on the decline for generations. Huh, okay. So are they like kinda the mafia? The gang? But in places like North Haven, it's hard to get all the different non-human to agree on anything other than not wanting humans to discover us. I'm not surprised they intervene again, but I am surprised they haven't shut Thorn investigations down yet, given our egregious list of violations. I mean, I think they kinda need us here. Kinda, because there are stuff that they cannot do in the name of law, and we keep the peace, kinda, and we do the dirty work for the dirty workers. Okay, Torn Investigations, a private investigations agency founded by Circe and Edgar. They accept jobs for humans and supernaturals alike. Occasionally, they even take on contracts to slay vampires. Okay, so do we do something else other than killing? Still, like I think I read what you do. I don't like Abraxas any more than you do, but I've got to give it to him. His patience with you has been impressive. Careful, that almost sounded like a compliment. But Edgar's not wrong. Circe should be a major liability in the SSF's book. She's bent or outright broken their rules plenty of times, yet Abraxas doesn't report half of the stuff she gets up to. Because of that, he now seems to believe she owes him some kind of favor, as if I ever ask for his help. You know what? Maybe he fancies you. My colossal ego is inclined to agree, but I don't think that's it. Besides, he's married. Oh! 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 But his wife passed away ages ago. And yet, even after all this time, he still hasn't taken off his wedding ring. Oh! Wait, I did not notice that. About 15 years ago, when they'd spoken face to face for the first time, it'd been one of the first things she'd noticed about him. Or they meet like 15 years ago. Right. At the time, she'd been disappointed. Wait, the wife died? So, oh wait, we also don't know when Abrax has become vampire, right? So, don't know whether the wife was human or a vampire. But still, a vampire can die somehow, not with the stake in the heart, but somehow. But vampire can kill vampire. So, lore, give more. At the time, she'd been disappointed, assuming his wife was still alive. She's done a lot of awful things without guilt, but sleeping with married men was something she'd like to avoid. Okay, nice. I don't like that as well. In hindsight, she recognized she dodged a bullet, even if only barely. It's a long time, I suppose. Edgar scratches his nose bridge, giving away how nervous he is. It never fails to amuse her how easy he is to read. Well, that's That's quite sad, isn't it? He must have loved her very much. Must be painful, missing someone that long. I guess. Circe knows far too well what it feels like to mourn someone you'll never hold again. It doesn't have to mean that you loved them. But Edgar wouldn't be thinking about her experience in this moment. He must be thinking about his sister. Oh, did you lose your sister to a vampire? On to more fun matters. Remember what day it is? With everything going on tonight, she'd nearly forgotten her herself. So she can't say she blames him when Edgar pulls a face that says he definitely doesn't remember. Of course I remember. It's February 19? 21? First of all, it's March. Is it really? Can't never tell when it's raining all year around anyway. Oh fine, I'll tell you. It's our anniversary. Our what? It's been 20 years since the night we first met. Oh. Is that something to celebrate? Can we fluster him? I feel like pretending to be mad, pretending to be annoyed might be fun. You don't follow me at all. She slaps his arm, not with any real strength, obviously, or she'd break him. You weren't seriously expecting an anniversary gift, were you? What if I was? Then I'd warn you not to expect one for our 30th either. 30 years working together in the same city. Will we get that far? Do I even want to? Edgar eyes her awkwardly. You're not actually upset, are you? No, just sorely disappointed by your lack of camaraderie. Edgar lights a cheek, but barely hiding a grin when he shoves it between his lips. Circe smirks back at him. This kind of banter has long been part of their daily routine. She provokes him. He retorts with some snark. They laugh or roll their eyes, then rinse and repeat. It had taken a while to get here, of course. When they first met, Edgar was so angry with the world, he took everything as an insult. He's mellowed out over the years, gotten better at reserving his anger for when it's actually warranted. Most of the time. I should let our client know that we didn't get the fangling. Blech. It's annoying, but they don't have any other option. Their anonymous client was clear in their instructions. Seth must die tonight, or else no reward. With Seth in the SSF's custody, there is no way they can get to him before the sun's up. Ugh, I just realized we'll have to return the deposit. We'll have to return the deposit, won't we? It's the right thing to do. Can we afford to do that? Per your requests, we've taken fewer jobs as of late, so we're stretched even thinner than usual. If we want to feel more secure about keeping the lights on, you could take a few more cases or spend less on clothes. Why would I do either of those things when you're always working so hard to make sure we're a month ahead on rent? I've only got so much hair, Circe. And I've only got so many dresses. Edgar heaves a sigh. Thought you might say that. I'll just take it out of my own pay then. She nods, pleased with his quick thinking. Anyway, that can all wait till tomorrow. Let's go to the Golden Cat and celebrate our 20th. A pub frequented by supernatural. Its name is based on the original's owner's cat. Aww. Both Circe and Dante frequent the Golden Cat after work. Oh, do we meet Dante now? Or are we in. Yeah, we're supposed to be in the same universe, no? Because he is mentioned. He is also working with the SSF, if I remember correctly. You don't need to use our anniversary as an excuse. We go there every night. But tonight will be specials. Drinks on me. Well, technically, it's our rapidly depleting business funds that will be paying, but the sentiment stands. You sure know how to spoil a brat. So that's a yes? Yes, yes. Alright, just let me fetch my coat. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something important? The cat! They share a knowing look. I only know one person who knocks like that. You take it. But I always answer the door. Only because you're so good at it. Edgar puts out his stick and walks over the door, opening it to reveal Edgar! Circe! Thanks goodness you're still here! Mrs. Harris, their next door neighbor, rushes inside. Oh, hold on. The elderly neighbor who lives next door to Thorn investigations. She never complains about the strange guests who frequent her neighbors at odd hours. Ah, she's a kind old woman who thankfully never complains about the suspicious people going in and out Thorn investigations at all hours. Helps that her eyesight isn't what it used to be. Same goes for her hearing, actually.
Oh, I am so sorry to bother you. I know how busy you are doing your detective work, saving the day and all that, but I can't find my baby anywhere.
Her baby being her cat, Ellie.
I feel awful bringing this to you at this hour, but could you mind having a look for her? I couldn't sleep knowing she's somewhere out there, cold and alone and lost. Shivering to death, my poor baby.
Her wailing's loud enough to wake up the entire building. Edgar starts to sweat. Edgar doesn't look like he's in the mood to go on a cat hunt. Luckily for him, they won't have to. Good news, we already found her. Her bawling immediately stops.
You did?
Yes, she's upstairs.
She is?
Edgar guides Mrs. Harris to the sofa. She sinks into it with relief.
Oh, how lucky I am to have the city's finest detectives as my neighbors.
It's not that hard to find someone who is hiding inside your own home. Circe retrieves Ellie from upstairs, hesitantly returning her to her owner. Edgar watches the exchange with amusement. He's been nagging for ages that she should just stroll down to the shelter and pick up a cat of her own. Sadly, I lack the confidence to keep something living alive.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mrs. Harris hugs the cat to her chest. Ellie lets out a not so pleased.
You saved my baby again. How can I ever repay you too?
It's nothing. We're glad to help you anytime, free of charge.
Nonsense. I'll bag you biscuits and bring them over tomorrow.
Aw, she's so sweet. Knowing she wouldn't be able to eat them and no good could come from having Mrs. Harris lurking around unless necessary. Circe tries to tell her. There is really no need. We'd love that. Thank you so much. Seriously? Edgar looks offended. I'm always serious about desserts. Ah,
Very good, Mr. Thorn. It is important for growing boys to eat plenty.
good joke. The only thing Edgar's growing is a pitiful beard. Aw, Edgar rubs his jaw.
And for that, you need plenty of calories.
Sure. Circe gently gets Mr. Harris up out of her chair and guides her to the door. Whole way there, Mrs. Harris rambles about what she's going to bake tomorrow. Circe almost has to shove her out of the door. When it's finally shut behind her, Circe turns to glare at Edgar. What? It would be foolish of me to turn away free food. Anyway, with Mrs. Harris gone, there is only one thing left to do. Drinks? Drinks.
Yippee!
The golden cat is almost the polar opposite of Elysium. It's so cozy. I love the lights. All supernatural, and even a few humans who are in the know come here. As long as you keep your fangs, claws, wands, whatever you've got to yourself, you're welcome to pop in for a drink. Entering the pub, Circe's eyes immediately hone in one guest in particular. Oh, look, it's your little friend. Okay. Raul, a local cop with muscles that aren't just for show. He's seated near the bar, nursing a beer in one hand. Oh, wait. Can't read about you. Raul Bastin. Dante's partner officer and one of the few humans in the SCD. Okay, he's not working with the SSF. I spread misinformation. I'm so sorry. But he was with the SCD. Thanks to his family's connection and knowledge, Raul's got glimpses of the world of supernaturals very early, and his fascination with it has only grown, ultimately resulting him in joining the SCDs. Don't call him that. The way you phrase it make it sounds indecent. But he is your friend. Last I checked, your only friend. I have other friends. There's Richard back in my hometown, though I haven't spoken to the Pratt in some time or even thought about him in a while. And there's you. We're friends, aren't we? Aww. Oh, the blushy. Cute. Oh, of course. Embarrassed by how yeah, they are both just so cute, man. Embarrassed by how much his wait. Embarrassed by how much his words mean to her, Circe is quick to change the subject. She's also flustered. It's so cute. Thankfully, Edgar doesn't seem to mind, looking more than a little flustered himself. By the way, Raul's like gay, right? What makes you say that, my gaydar? He's never responded to any of my flirting. Perhaps he's just not into you. No, he's definitely gay. She only flirts with Raul to mess with Edgar, but it still surprises her. Edgar hasn't noticed his friend's not into women. Is he really so oblivious, or is he really so oblivious, or is Raul just that private? Maybe it's easier for her to tell because she also enjoys the company of her own sex. Yeah, sometimes it works like that. Wait, you've been flirting with him? That's what he was mulling over? They walk up to Raul. Edgar greets him first. Evening, Raul. Did you get off work early tonight? Edgar and Raul have an interesting friendship, if you can call it that. They meet up every few weeks, but it's never a planned thing. They'll just sit next to each other and chat over a few drinks, bonding over being humans in a world of supernatural or whatever. Oh, hello, Edgar. Unfortunately, I'm technically still on the clock. Good to see you as well, Circe. Have you been well? Raoul nods to Circe, acknowledging her too. He's smiling, but she can't tell if it's out of politeness or if he's genuinely happy to see them. Sure. But what about you? Are you here on official business? Anything we should look out for? Well, she takes a look around. Where's your pup, by the way? Rare to see you without him. Barely a moment after his mention, Circe watches Dante, Raoul's police partner, step inside the bar. Okay, you. A half human, half hellhound. Oh, so that's why. I feel like they shouldn't mate or something. So Dante is like an exception because he's a half, half, who works in the supernatural crime division. Having struck a drill, a deal with his boss and late mother's friend Orion's, Dante is unable to resign for the moment. Okay, so he's forced to work there. To protect his real identity, Dante pretends to be a werewolf. The only one who knows the truth is Orion. Okay, but we do know too. Maybe we are Orion. Speak of the devil, or werewolf, I guess, if we are being technical. Dante looks a little out of sorts, hair sticking up even more than usual. He notices them immediately, but doesn't even spare them as much as a grunt of acknowledgement. Rubbing his arm, he instead stops at the other side of the bar to order a beer. I've always thought of him as a loose cannon waiting to burst, but he looks especially on edge tonight. Something's rattled him. Then again, Dante's never behaved the way you would expect an officer to. Perhaps that's why I mind him less. Is he avoiding us? I think he can hear you. Yes, that was the point. She raises her voice. Perfect timing, Dante. We were just talking about you. What? No, we weren't. You do realize that when you say it like that, you only sound more suspicious. Circe. Raoul rests his chins on his palms, watching the scene with a little too much amusement for her liking. For some reason, Dante seriously freaks Edgar out. Now, this shouldn't be so surprising because Edgar's been easily scared as long as Circe known him. However, he is especially intimidated by Dante. To his defense, Dante does look like he'd punch your lights out if you look at him in the wrong way on the wrong day. He kinda does. But you'd have to be pretty stupid to try something on Eddie when I'm around. Oh, I just love their dynamic so much. Oh my god. It's like the powerful, protecting. I bilang in like slay. I don't know, I like it. In the meantime, Dante has picked up his beer and walked over. He offers a nonchalant wave with his free hand, which is probably as good of a greeting as they'll get from him. If you forget to brush your hair this morning, did you forget to brush your hair this morning? Or did you run into trouble on your way here? If anyone's picking on you, you can always let me know. I don't like animal abuse. Just ran into a praxis. Seen him recently? Everyone is not a fan of him. Being reminded of Abrax's existence again sets a frown on her face. Not really. When Dante smirks, Circe knows he's gotten exactly what he wanted by bringing up Abraxas. I heard he and his agents were snooping around that museum that exploded, interviewing potential witnesses. A museum? An explosion? Hmm, could that be related to why Abraxas needed Seth? Guess they'll be wandering all around the city till that's sorted, keeping an eye on things. If you haven't run into him yet, I'm sure you will. A lot. His smugness shifts to curiosity. Heard anything about that though? Not sure what you're asking me for. I haven't got a clue what they are up to. And speaking from experience, it's best if it stays that way. Actually, why do you even care? Aren't the SSF and the police supposed to stay out of each other's business as much as they can? Unless it's related to whatever the two of you are working on. Raul wouldn't tell us anything, but maybe you will. You didn't give me the chance to say anything. As if you would have told me the truth if I did. She could have forced him to, if she really wanted to. She could use compulsion on either of them right now, and there wouldn't be much they could do about it. Dante is trickier because he's about as stubborn as one gets, but Raul's only human. She wouldn't though, not because she's squeamish about compelling either of them. She's just not curious enough. Still, if Dante will tell her anything, she'll take it. Well, since you asked so nicely. No, you suck. I don't. That's your job. Love the banter. Edgar, itching to get away from Dante, interrupts. Okay, well, you two look busy and we're in desperate need of a drink. We'll leave you to it. But come on, Circe, you've bothered them enough for tonight. How dare you? I'm perfectly lovely and pleasant to be around. Raoul waves to Edgar. Good to see you, Edgar. Yeah, cheers. Edgar takes her arm and she begrudgingly lets him pull her to another corner of the bar. They nab their usual seats close to the bartender. When they drink a lot, so it's good to have easy access. And they drink every day, right? They say. They go here every day, she said. In order to maintain some level of dignity, we agreed to never discuss exactly how much of our income goes to the Golden Cat. The bartender is swift. In a minute, they have their usual in front of them. Some cocktail for Edgar and a totally not conspicuous glass of red wine for Circe. So, when are we going to address the elephant in the room? Edgar sips the cocktail, raising a single brow at Circe's question. I'm talking about your addiction to sugar. Should be criminal to even call that a drink. It's about 1% alcohol and 109% sugar. Not quite sure those numbers adds up. Besides, what right do you have to judge anyone's choice of drink when you order the same thing every night? Why waste money on alcohol when it just spoils the taste of what I really want? I thought alcohol enhanced the taste of blood. Actually, I can't believe I've never asked you that before. She knows exactly why he hasn't asked. With each year that passes, Edgar grows more determined to avoid acknowledging what she really is. Depends on the vamp, but nothing will ever beat drinking it fresh from the tap. And have you started doing that again? She doesn't miss the regret in his eyes before he averts them. Still, she can't help the irritation she feels at what he is insinuating. Not since I ended things with Lazarus, you know that. Right, but you think that's a lie. I didn't say that. Even if I were doing it, I'm not like that fangling I met tonight. I have self control. I'm fully capable of making my own decisions. I don't drink from people who don't want me to, and I certainly don't drain people. So you can stop looking at me like I beat your pasty ass. Edgar's face falls in his hands, but his trembling shoulders do little to conceal his laughter. It's not funny. I'm annoyed with you. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm annoyed. Sorry you said it in the first place. Both? She's grinning now too. Then why the laughter? Why'd you have to call me pasty? You know I've been trying really hard to build a tan. You should give up on that. You're only adding to that constellations of freckles on your face. Thought you liked my freckles. I said that. Well, I must have been lying, since I'm apparently lying about everything these days. He grimaces. Seems he thought she was going to let that one get swept under the rug. I'm sorry, Circe. I didn't mean to accuse you. I know you're not like that. I know you wouldn't. It's just hard to forget the shit I've seen. The things I know you're capable of if you weren't held back by your own morals. It always comes back to this, huh? Edgar only likes the Circe who stands up against her own kind and looks out for the weak. Not the Circe who lures strangers into her bed and sucks their blood. I don't know how to tell him that I'm both, so I don't. Nothing's holding me back. You make it sounds like I'm forced to do this, but I choose to. It's not an easy choice. She's been like that. She's been like that fangling. She's been worse, and it was fun. But she doesn't want to know how Edgar will look at her if she confesses that to him. I understand. Okay, wait, this is interesting though. Dang! Except he doesn't. Therein lies the problem. I know. Okay, you not my type, but kinda. I wanna know the story. I wanna go on your route just to know the story. Edgar clears his throat and puts on a smile that trembles at the corners. We are here to celebrate. We should talk about happier things, shouldn't we? Courtesy of decades of practice, the smile she puts on herself is a lot more convincing. Right. Like your girly choice of drink. We're still on that? Hey, aside from the increased risk of diabetes, I find it cute that you have a sweet tooth. At 44 years old, being described as cute is no longer very flattering, but what? You seem like you like it, bro. Bro. Shh, wait a second. He presses a finger to his lips, then motions to the radio playing on the counter. The news is on. Local authorities have stated a gas leak caused by the explosion at Beaumont Museum last night. Oh, this is what they are talking about. Beaumont Museum, a private museum belonging to the Beaumonts, a historically renowned wizard family. The only non living member of the Beaumont family is the Renaud Beaumont, who retired decades ago and hasn't been heard of since. Most of its exhibitions are off limits to humans, but there is a public wing to keep up the appearance of being a normal museum. Beside the public wing, all other exhibitions are only available to visitors upon invitation. Due to a recent incident, the museum is closed until further notice. Okay, Beaumont Museum. That's where Dante said the SSF were digging around, right? The museum store will remain closed to the public till repairs of the private wing are complete. Blah blah blah. Among others, among other news, the body of 23-year-old Jane Stewart was found last night. Earlier this month, Miss Stewart was reported missing. My God, has human news always been this boring? It's always the same thing. Someone was robbed, someone was murdered, someone was kidnapped. At least there is an explosion involved this time. But what's the aftermath? The next day, there's something else. Not anything worse, but nothing better either. You don't have to listen to the news to know how terrible the world can be. Just step outside. Ever been? Edgar and Circe look up at the bartender. What, to the Beaumont Museum? It's owned by the one of the greatest wizards of our time. Are you a wizard as well? Wait, wizards and witches, a subspecies of human born with the ability to use their force as magic. Their substantial life force grants them double, sometimes even triple, the life expectancy of normal humans. They are immune to most human diseases. Although it varies from one wizard to another, no wizard has an unlimited life force. When a wizard has exerted their supply, they must take time to rest and recover. Otherwise, they may experience magic sickness. Magic sickness is curable in the early stages, but if the wizard continues to ignore the warning signs, they risk never being able to use magic again. In the absolute worst cases, it can even lead to death. Throughout history, wizards have formed several societies ranging from smaller covens to larger communities. Larger community. Reading is hard, but this is so fun. Yeah, love the lore. Renaud Beaumont. Can I read about you? Yes, one of the greatest wizards of the 1900s. Supposedly, no one's actually seen renowned Beaumonts in decades. Rumors say he left all of his research and businesses in the hands of his successor, Simon Beaumont, before disappearing, 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 disappearing. Brain confused. Brain need water. Hold on. Before disappearing to live out the rest of his days in solitude. Beaumont Museum, which houses various magical valuables belonging to the Beaumont family, can be found in North Haven. Never heard of him. What makes him so great? Many things. For starters, Circe doesn't bother to listen, focus on twirling her drink around in her glass. But Edgar nods along, genuinely interested for whatever reason. Anyway, he has to be ancient now. He retired from the public eye decades ago. If he's even still alive, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't know what's happened to his family's museum. Maybe we should set it on fire again and make sure he gets the memo this time. You wouldn't actually, would you? Want to find out? You have an annoying habit of doing the opposite of what I ask of you, so no comment. The bartender leaves to serve another customer. Edgar starts patting his pockets. Bollocks, I'm all out. Don't hold yourself back on my account. The corner shop should still be open. Sure you don't mind me leaving you alone? He's already climbed to his feet. I think I'll leave, or at least not die. Again. I'll be back in no time. And he's gone. Sugar, coffee, cigs. Humans sure have a lot of stupid vices. She stares down at her drink. Not that mine are any better. She sips slowly, letting her eyes roam the room. She's not sure where the compulsions come from. It's not as if she'll discover anything new. It's always the same old faces. No, wait. She is definitely new. She's cute. Circe meets eyes with a woman at the far end of the pub. Beauty is no stranger to Circe. She's seen it in many faces, many bodies, even a few hearts. But this woman isn't just beautiful. She's. The woman smiled. Circe feels compelled to return the smile. Yeah, I don't know why I keep saving every choices. Maybe it's a force of habit, but
Yeah, we smile. When a pretty woman smile at you, you smile back, okay?
Circe returns the smile, but looks back down at her drinks just as quickly. Not looking to hook up with anyone tonight. Although that's a bit presumptuous of her. Maybe the woman just being nice. Not really looking for nice either. Wait. Circe's head snaps up, but the woman is already gone, nowhere to be seen. Only in her absence does Circe realize that she couldn't detect what the woman was. Whoever or whatever that woman was, she means trouble. Oh wait, you actually can sense? Like, what are you? Like, are you human or a vampire or something like that? I am intrigued. I want to speak to her. It makes no sense, but I want to see her again. I want to know her. I want her. Not her blood, nor her body, not her heart. Circe wants the mystery she offers. It's exactly what she's been looking for. A mystery time consuming enough to end the perpetual boredom eating away at her. Preoccupied by her thoughts, Circe barely noticed Edgar's return. He slips off his jacket, slides back into his seat, and gestures for another round of drinks from the bartender. What took you so long? Ran into some trouble. Don't be stingy with the details. What kind of trouble? He lets it sick, angling his body towards her. Their knees brush, but neither move away, used to the lack of personal space. Well, so you see. No, never mind. Are you blushing? Did you meet her also? My god, you are. N- Not on purpose. Unfortunately, I don't think it's me having this effect on you, so it must be something else. Edgar twists and squirms in his seat. Or someone else. Was it, wait, was a skin wait, was asked out on a date. Was asked out on a date? He spits the words out so fast, Circe would have missed them if not for her supernatural hearing. You're messing with me. I wish I was. This is stressing me out. Wait, you said yes? What? Obviously, I said no. Why would it be obvious? Was something wrong with her? No, she was pretty and nice and smelled good. Too many details now. Sorry, I just thought she had a nice perfume. You'd like it, actually. You're only making it weirder. I said no because it would never have worked. She's human, as are you, but I don't live like one. Excuses, excuses. Think about it for a second. I run a supernatural detective agency. Now, how do I explain that to someone outside this business? Not to mention how I'm up all night, asleep most of the day. No sane, normal person would want to be with someone like me. Oh, come on. So what if she doesn't fit in your normal schedule? You make time when you're in love. Love? God, I definitely don't have time for that. Not when there's clients to be managed and bills to be paid and you don't have to work all the time, Eddie. You could take off one night of drinking to get laid. Shh, what if someone hears you? Oh, come on. You're a grown man. You can't possibly still be embarrassed by the word sex. I'm not, but we're in public. Sex, 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 sex. Jesus Christ. Breeding, mating, copulating, fornicating, and what is it you Brits say? Shagging. Circe is cackling like a mad woman while Edgar hisses under his breath. Circe, I'm begging you to stop. Edgar looks about ready to explode from embarrassment, anxiously glancing around to make sure no one's hurt her. Circe doesn't have the heart to remind him that they are at a bar for supernaturals. Almost everyone's guaranteed to have overheard. Anyway, wouldn't it be nice to be with someone, even if it's only for the night? Edgar laughed, shaking his head, more to himself than in response to her words. Somehow, I prefer to be here. Aw, with me? I wouldn't necessarily consider your presence to be an advantage, but yes, I prefer to be here with you. Circe brings her glass to her lips, hiding her smile behind it. Oh my! Can I possibly want everyone? No, but you're like my buddy though. Is it possible? Yeah, yeah. I don't think I like you romantically. You're like a more someone that I'd like to mess around with only. It's a shame he said no. In a way, it's a shame he said no. She doesn't want their routine to change, but also doesn't want Edgar to feel like he can't ever have a life outside Thorn investigations. And her. Then again, he can't really keep doing this and be normal. She's not sure how she would react if he no longer had as much time for her. Last time she lost her only sense of stability in the world, she didn't exactly take it well. Of course, there are people like Raul and Dante's superior, Orion, who have human families and try to live as normally as possible. But Orion's an anomaly, and with time, vampires like him learn the hard way that rejecting your nature never works in the long run. Edgar's different. He could pack his bags, move cities, and go back to living a normal life whenever he wants. As long as he remains here, though, he'll never be able to pull the wool back over his eyes. Edgar taps out his stick in the nearest ashtray. Enough about that. Did I miss anything around here? Nope. For some reason, it doesn't feel right to mention the mysterious woman. Maybe because she knows how Edgar worries and she doesn't want him to start. The bartender slides their new drinks towards them. They clean glasses. To 20 years of this hellish profession. And to 20 more. Ah, in the end, Edgar has one too many drinks. He leans on Circe the entire walk back to his flat. She stops when they reach his building. He's never invited her upstairs before, and she doubts it will be any different tonight. Will you make it upstairs on your own? Why wouldn't I? He pushes off her and stumbles up the stairs to the entrance. He almost falls over several times, but by some miracle, he managed to reach the door without breaking any bones. See, uh, I'm perfectly fine. Right. See you tomorrow night. He waves her goodbye. She waves back. Good night. She waits until he's safely inside the building. Chances are low he'll die on his way up the lift. So Circe begins to stroll back to her own flat. She walks at a leisurely pace, like the threat of the rising sun won't be upon her any moment now. Like her slow pace might delay the inevitable day. What's going to happen tomorrow? Circe strips down to her underwear. Her one bedroom flat has no bed, only a sofa, so that's where she lies down. Outside, the sun slowly rises, and the world Circe will never get to be part of again wakes up. She stares up at the ceiling, trying not to think about the growing resentment she feels every time she had to hide away from the sun. I didn't always hate daytime. When her common sense returned after her fangling year, Circe had found that the day offered endless opportunity for self improvement. She reads novels, she meditated, she brushed up her history, learned martial art, studied different languages, read some more, slept with all kinds of people men, women, people who didn't really identify as either. Half of the time, she didn't even feed of them. She liked to cuddle in bed afterwards, basking in their heat. When films became a thing, she found herself obsessed with cinema, lived hundreds of different lives through the stories of others. But like everything else, it soon got dull, hiding herself in escapism to distract herself from her own thoughts. Lately, she can't be bothered to do much of anything anymore. Is this all there is to eternity? An endless cycle of wanting and no longer wanting? Forever falling in and out of love with what once meant the world to you? No, that is so sad though. If she shuts her eyes, if she pretends hard enough, she can almost imagine she's dreaming. Where do her dreams bring her today? Oh, choices! No, wait. Is this like a route choosing? I don't know. Don't make me choose. Can I close my eyes and choose? Oh, okay. Just picturing that righteous face of his irritates her. Nope, not even worth thinking about for a second. Oh yeah, we can imagine all of them. Mystery woman? Who was she? More importantly, what was she? Every person has a distinct aura. Some call it life force, some call it the soul. Whatever you'd like to call it, everyone has it. Not everyone can detect it, but Circe is trained to ensure she never misses it. So the fact that she should miss this one, it unsettles her. It unsettles her very much. Okay, we are imagining all of them. Don't bother to choose. Ed is funny when he's drunk. Though most of their nights might end at the Golden Cat, Edgar rarely drinks enough to get wasted. His love of tobacco might send him to an early grave, but at least alcohol poisoning won't. A small comfort. She continues to dream. She tries her best to fight against the current of her thoughts, but somehow they always lead back to him. I feel like we need to choose all of them again. Don't think about it. Don't do it, Circe. Against her will, Circe remembers him. The maker, right? Open your eyes. Look into my eyes. See yourself as you truly are, as you always meant to be. I, I'm afraid. For us, fear is a choice. When she opens her eyes and look into his, she doesn't see herself. She sees him, and only him. Beautiful. He whispers, reverent. I will never make anything as beautiful as you again. But sire, you did not make me. I did. His spindly finger caress. Okay, let's try that again. His spindly fingers caress her skin with such tenderness, she foolishly mistakes it for fondness. I delivered you from death. I rendered you invulnerable to the horrors of time. I captured you in the moment you were most beautiful ever could be. Beautiful forever. She holds the monster's there, my eternal companion, forever. The sun has set again, but Circe only snaps out of her daydreams when she hears the balcony door open. She doesn't have to get up to guess who's broken into her flat. She'd recognize those steps anywhere. You'd better have a good reason for this, Abraxas. She stands up to glare at him. Oh, so he does this often too. She stands up to glare at him. His eyes linger on her lack of attire for no longer than what is polite. I apologize for the impromptu visit, but it could not wait. Would you please put some clothes on? Then, of course, I shall explain my unconventional entrance. Do it, taunt! What are we taunting? Do it. Let's do a teasing route.
Because it's gonna be fun. We can be flirty in video games.
Why not remove your own clothes if it feels unfair? Do not be unreasonable. It is not a matter of what is fair or not, but of what is appropriate. Well, I won't be putting mine on. This is my home and I'm comfortable like this. It wouldn't be cautious for me to be here while you are. He gestures awkwardly, refusing to look at her again. Unprepared for guest. Exactly why you should remove yours. Make it even. He must know she's messing with him. She can tell from that angry furrows that he's failing to hide between his brows. But he slips off his jacket anyway, hanging it over the side of the sofa. My, how obedient. Satisfied? Her eyes linger appreciatively on the way his shirt stretches across his chest. Is it intentional that your shirts are always a size too small for you? If you intend to objectify me, I will be putting my jacket back on. She sighs dramatically. Never any fun, are you? As a fab, shouldn't you know better than to enter a stranger's home without invitation? We are not strangers. We are not friends either. Acquaintances. Are you seriously trying to negotiate our level of familiarity? He eyes the balcony he just sneaked in through. I didn't mean to cause you any distress, but I had to make sure no one would know I was here. And you felt that creeping in through the balcony was the most discreet way to accomplish that? I was not creeping, really. His eyes sweep down her body again. He clears his throat and pretends to be distracted by the poster lining her wall. I believe this is my first time seeing your flat. Do you watch a lot of films? Explain why you broke into my damn flat. Sneak in. Don't be childish. It's not cute when you are like 200 years old. It's about the case that Seth was witness to. Did you release him already? Of course, we had no reason to hold him after questioning. No reason? I gave you a reason. Yes, I put in a word with the SCD to look into him sooner than later. They mentioned they hadn't received any reports from you, however. Oops. I did not come here to talk about Seth. I need a favor. Will you do it? The request surprises her. She studies his face, waiting for the punchline. Well, will you? I can't believe my ears. The great Abraxas is asking for my help. Really? Do not make me repeat myself. It was difficult enough the first time. Even if she finds it hard to believe, Abraxas is definitely telling the truth. He barely even relies on his own agents, so for him to come to her, of all people, for help, it means he needs something badly enough to swallow his pride. I never expected to see the night. She's already set on not doing it, because why would she in her right mind ever help Abraxas? But that doesn't mean she's not curious. You're going to have to share more details before I decide. Have you heard of the incident at the Beaumont Museums? Yes, we did. In passing. This must never become public knowledge, but the gas leak was a cover-up coordinated by us at the SSF. Wow! Who could have ever imagined? Magic triggered the explosion. The burst of energy was so powerful that, should our culprit have wished to, they could have destroyed far more than a single wing. At worst, I fear they might even be able to burn half of North Haven. My agents and I have determined it cannot be a mere accident. This was an intentional attack. I see. Unfortunately, it gets worse. The wing that was destroyed harbored several magical artifacts, one of which is now missing. You should be grateful then. They could have stolen all of them. I set my team to clean up the scene and deal with any witnesses. That's when they found the initial JM spray painted on the wall. Oh my, this is like what is it called again? Phantom Thieves. JM redacted. Okay, very helpful. Thank you. Whoever or whatever this JM is, it is our only lead. Couldn't you trace the magic from the explosion? Circe knows for a fact that the SSF North Haven branch has a very talented witch in their ranks. She even happens to be Abraxas' second in command. We suspect it was caused by the artifact itself, which didn't leave any residue from the user behind. What if the beautiful woman is an artifact, like a clock heart or something? I don't know. Wait, clock heart is not an artifact. I know. I think. But like, she was an object that becomes alive or something. Okay, but why do you want me involved? The SSF regularly collaborates with the supernatural police, but that's it. They've never worked with the Thorn investigation. And while Circe is not opposed to a challenge, she's no witch hunter. She knows vampires, she knows werewolves, she knows demons, but messing with with the wrong wizard can have deadly consequences. I feel like messing with wrong vampires or demons or werewolves can also have deadly consequences, no? It's common sense to not get involved in their affairs. We were going to launch a full investigation on JM when we were explicitly told by people higher up the ladder to drop the case. Oh, apparently an outsider is being sent from elsewhere to continue the investigation. I take it that's unusual? Yeah, it's like they're trying to cover something, bro. Not necessarily. They have been there have been cases where we've collaborated with external parties, but the key word there is collaboration. Never in all the time I have worked for the SSF have I been locked out of a case in this manner. Oh, you're nosy little bitch. Oh, come on. You've lived long enough to know there's a first for everything. I know. Still, I am suspicious of their intentions. I have no real reason to be, no actual evidence, nothing to work with but a presentiment. But I cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. Since when do you care? What was the artifact that was the only witness? I'm thinking this. I feel like you always care. Kinda. You said an artifact was stolen. What exactly was it? If I knew, I would have told you. I doubt that. I mean it. I know no more beyond the little I have already shared with you, which is like nothing. It was hidden in plain sight inside renowned Beaumont private collections. We had planned to contact him about it before we were ordered to drop the case. So all we know is that it can make stuff go boo? Not the exact words I would use, but essentially, yes. Who's to say that power didn't come from the person wielding the artifact? Abraxas firmly shakes his head, like he is already ruled that options out. There are wizards and witches capable of things our minds cannot imagine, but it would be suicide to release a burst of energy that large without assistance. When magic's involved, nothing's impossible. I suppose. Still, I would say it's too unlikely to be worth consideration. Oh, okay. Like again, we can ask everything. Seth was the only witness. The only witness who might have seen anything of note at least. We've interviewed all the others and we learned nothing. Who might have? I thought you who might have? I thought you brought him in for questioning. We did. However, we were told to drop the case before we could ask him anything worthwhile. Once again, the SSF proved to be embarrassingly incapable. Not our finest work, I know. Since when do you care? I thought it wasn't any of your business if the law enforced by your superiors might be unfair to us non-humans. I know what you think of me, Miss Circe, but I am not your enemy. The SSF do what we must to protect. Wait, I'm trying that again. The SSF do what we must to protect supernaturals from human and them from us. Sometimes that means the occasional casualty on our side. Our side, he says. When has he ever been on our side? Anyhow, given the things you get up to in your time, I do not think you should be judging anybody else. I'll judge whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't kill fams out of some sense of moral superiority. I kill them because it's fun and it pays the bills. Maybe that makes me a bit of a bitch. So what? I'm not sanctimonious that I need to pretend my actions are morally justified. Are you really so irredeemable when you only kill the bad ones? Are you really so irredeemable when you only kill the bad ones? Okay, wait, I'm confused now. Are you complimenting me or like judging me or like reprimanding me? I don't know. Don't paint me as some sort of anti-heroine. All vampires are bad. Even you. Especially me. Same goes for humans, werewolves, witches, you name it. We are all equally capable of bad and good. That's why it means something when we choose to do good. Abraxas doesn't look surprised by her speech. He may not know the full extent of what Circe used to get up before North Haven, but unlike Edgar, he can surely imagine. This is Circe on her best behavior, and if you ever have the misfortune of meeting her at her worst, well, good luck. I only target the so-called bad ones because I don't need any more trouble with the law that I have than I already have. Also, if someone's willing to pay to see you dead, not once, but twice, you're probably an asshole anyway. Abraxas shakes his head. He gives up on adding anything to this conversation, returning to the previous subject. Technically, I am not betraying orders. It's not me who's investigating this after all, it is you. And if you happen to feed some information back to me, then that is simply how it goes. Loophole of the century. Cersei folds her arms over her chest. I'll help you under one condition. Hmm? Why are you making that face? You haven't even heard what I have to say yet. Fine, state your terms. It's quite simple. If you're so desperate for my help, beg for it. No. He moves to leave, but she blocks his path. Always so uptight. Let me rethink this. Abraxas just stares, waiting. She takes her time, hemming and hawing, simply for the amusement of keeping him in suspense. Oh, alright, I'll do it. His glare softens, only barely, but enough for her to notice. Thank you. Don't thank me, I'm not doing it for you. It just sounds like a compelling case, far more interesting than anything I've worked on it lately. Maybe this is what will fish her out of her slump, keep her running toward investigation for another 20 years. You'd better pay us though, and provide a generous tip. Everyone knows Abraxas sits on a monstrous amount of generational wealth from his previous life, something she might as well use to her advantage here. That can be arranged. Perfect. Now give me a moment to get dressed and I'll get you out of here. There's no need. I have my own way. The balcony again? Absolutely not, Romeo. His eyes shift to the floor, brows drawing together. He's that conflicted about this? Perhaps it's because he's never broken the rules in the past. He fears that the consequences will should anyone learn that he's disobeying orders. It will be fine. The SSF have no reason to monitor your every move. Even if someone does find out that you came here, surely you're quick-witted enough to think of an excuse on the spot. Yes, you're right. There are plenty of reasons why I might come to see you. Plenty, you say? Such as? He rolls his eyes and any previous hints of vulnerability vanish. Never mind that. Get dressed. I do not have all night, and neither do you. Just for the attitude, I'll make sure to take my sweet time. Circe leads Abraxas downstairs so he can leave through the front door like a normal person. In their office, a freshly shaven Edgar's made himself comfortable behind his desk, his mid-bite of a biscuit when they enter. Take that out of your mouth so we can understand. He swallows. Why is he here? Good to see you too, Thorn. Pleasure's all yours, prick. Edgar's nasty glare softens only slightly when his eyes shift to Circe. I repeat, why is he here? And why was he upstairs? And how did he even get in? I've been here over an hour. The door's been shut the entire time. Did he show up during the day? Did you spend all... Before you let your imagination run to places I don't even want to imagine, how about you shut up and let me talk? Lie because it's funny. I am so doing that, bro. I'm going to lie because it would be funny. Yes. You're right. He did spend the day. He did what? I didn't. Abraxas looked to Edgar. I didn't. Denying it twice makes you sound totally guilty. But you know it isn't true. Why must you always make up nonsense? Wait, I want to see the wedding ring. Oh yeah, there's a wedding band there. I did not notice that details before. As if I'd believe that anyway. Neither of you could stand each other for that long. Now tell me the truth. What's he doing here? I'm standing right here, Thorn. You could simply ask me. Or I could not. Abraxas sneers. In that case, I shall leave the explaining to your boss. Edgar lifts his plate. You're going to piss off now, right? Have a biscuit before you go, fresh from our neighbor. I can't. Oh, that's right. You can't eat. I can, but the taste is repulsive and I cannot properly digest it, meaning I would have to. Abraxas pauses. Ah, you're mocking me. Edgar stuffs a cookie in his mouth. Took you long enough. Abraxas focuses on Circe again. Report to me as soon as you find something. You know where to find me. Yes, sir. Edgar lights a cig after Abraxas leaves. She waits for his patience to wear thin. It doesn't take long. So? He wants us to look into something. She explains everything to Edgar. Same as her, he's baffled that Abraxas would ignore a direct order from his superiors. It doesn't make sense. I know, that's why it's interesting. Some measly initials aren't much of a lead though. JM could be a person, an organization, or a movement. How would we know? Only one way to find out. Let's split up and check in with our contacts around the city to see if they've heard anything. You know which side is yours. Right. Enjoy your biscuits. I'll head out first. She walks up to the window. She's a moment away from transforming when Edgar calls out, Circe, be careful, please. Worry about yourself, old man. 20 years ago, I was a boy. Today, I'm an old man. Give it another 10 years and I'll be dust and cobwebs in your eyes. It's a compliment. I like older men. It's not a compliment. You have extremely questionable taste. Don't play your sex appeal. Your creaky knees and back issues, especially, are oh so attractive. Enough! Don't you have somewhere to go? He's just so easy to fluster. So cute. Try not to miss me too much. Circe transforms, circling Edgar once before she flies out the window and into the night. Thorn Investigation has established a trusted net of sources around North Haven over the past 2 decades. From small business owners to working girls to regular everyday people oblivious to the supernatural world, you never know who might have the intel you need. But tonight, none of their usuals has anything useful for Circe. No one's heard of the initials before. For her last stop, Circe catches Nisha away from Elysium on her smoke break. Rare to see you two nights in a row. Don't get used to it. Wouldn't dare to. Nisha takes a long drag of her six. She blows the smoke away from Circe. How did it go with the fangling last night? Ugh, she would really prefer to forget the whole thing, but it seems the universe is intent on not letting her. SSF showed up. Nisha rolls her eyes, getting exactly what's happened without Circe having to explain. Another reason Circe appreciates her. They share a dislike of law enforcement. Although you'd be hard pressed to find a supernatural in North Haven who doesn't dislike Abraxas. I'll let you know if Seth ever show his mug around Elysium again. Since he couldn't pay his fee last night, he's on the shit list. I mean, technically it was out of his control, but we're not meant to know that, so. Thanks, but if he knows what's good for him, he's already left the city. I wouldn't underestimate how stupid that idiot can be. Anyway, you're obviously not here to talk about Seth. What's going on? Have you seen the initial JM anywhere before? Nisha shrugs. No, is that someone important? Another dead end. Don't even know if it's a who or what yet, but if you hear anything, Nisha tips her imaginary hat to Circe. You'll be the first to know, of course. Thanks. Nisha butts out her stick on the nearest wall. If that's all, I should get back inside. Elysium doesn't run itself. Lazarus still leaving all the work to you? He pulls his weight. Sometimes. Kick him in the balls for me when you see him next. I quite like this job, so I will not be doing that. But you have my respect for your commitment to hating him. It's a lifestyle at this point. Nisha waves her goodbye and disappears inside the abandoned building. Circe sighs and returns to the street. Let's see if Edgar had better luck. The lights are on when Circe enters the office. Edgar must have gotten back first. I'm kind of worried, like, what if he doesn't get back? If you are here already, I guess you didn't find anything worthwhile either. She stops at the doorstep. Oh, you can't be serious. 2 break-ins in one night? Oh, okay. Edgar's nowhere to be seen. Standing behind his desk is the mystery woman from last night. Finally, Circe can see the woman for what she really is. A witch. A very powerful one. if she is able to conceal her magic like that. You know what? This shape is also kind of the same shape as Abraxas stud, but I don't know. Maybe it's just funky shape, and purple is a nice color, so maybe it doesn't mean anything. There you are. I've been waiting for you. Her eyes leave the street outside to meet Circe's gaze. She's so pretty though. Crazy. They stare into each other's for a long bit, neither willing to break eye contact or begin the conversation. Eventually, the woman smiles, impressed for some reason. You have a spine, a quality I respect, as long as one does not mistake it as suitable replacement for competence, as you are doing right now. The woman laughs. You have a sense of humor as well. That is good. When still doesn't move, the woman pushes away from the walls to stand up straight. She's tall in the same way models are. It should be a pointless, ridiculous, inappropriate thought to have at this moment. And yet, Circe can't help but feel that there is something unnatural about how bewitching the woman before her is. Is that a pun? Apologize and introduction are in order. Which would you prefer to hear first? You choose. Oh, well, if you insist. My name is Nocturne. I'm not a local, but perhaps my accent gave that away already. A witch from who knows where. She's looking for the person behind that explosion and Beaumont Museum for reason. Thanks for spoiling that for me, game. Very nice. But I believe we are getting into that right now, so it should be fine. Amongst the many strange circumstances of this situation, Circe barely noticed the subtle French accent. Oh no, she's French. I'm sorry to ambush you like this in your office. In your own office. But you're a busy lady. It is not so easy to catch you alone. Please do not worry. I truly mean you no harm. Am I expected to just believe that? Apparently so, because Nocturne continues talking like nothing's out of the ordinary. It really is a pleasure to meet you, Circe. Whatever you've been told, I'm worse. Oh wait, I have heard terrible things about you and the work you do, which means you must be good at it. Whatever you've been told, I'm worse. Whatever you've been told about me, I'm probably worst. Perfect. That is exactly the kind of moment I'm looking to hire. I don't think it's supposed to be like this, but yes, I need to be insufferable to make the reading interesting. I mean, like the reading, if you read it in your head, it would be interesting. But like, I'm making a content here. Circe narrows her eyes at the witch. You want to hire me? For what exactly? Nocturne doesn't look like she requires any help killing your typical street vamp, so it's definitely not for that. It's the same thing everyone hires you for. I'm looking for someone. I want you to find them. Right? Unfortunately for you, I'm quite busy at the moment, so I won't be able to take your case. Goodbye. Nocturne's voice is firm, even as her perfect smile stays painted on. You're already looking for him. Who? Ah, so JEM is a person. I presume so. The person they are pretending to be the real JM was a brilliant young witch. But who knows, when it comes to this imposter, they could be anyone for all we know. How do you know it's an imposter? Why couldn't it be the real JM?
Because she's dead.
Nocturne's tone is so detached. Circe can hardly believe this isn't all one big joke. She's dead.
Quiet dead. Yes, I would know. I killed her.
She's dead. And you killed her?
Murdered, slew, killed, whichever word you prefer.
Assuming that's even true, why would you admit that to a complete stranger?
I told you I have done my research. I know everything I need to know to determine that you are capable of this job. If I did not believe you were capable, I would not be here. I am not a witch who wastes her time on whims.
Throughout this conversation, Nocturne's smile has never fallen. Till now.
You must understand, it is most important to me that this person is found. I want the best detective possible on the job, and I believe that to be you. So you will take my case. You will find the imposter and the artifact they got their thieving little hands on. You will bring them both to me, and you will not disappoint. She smiles again. Money is of no consequences to me.
Wait, trying that again?
Money is of no consequence to me, so you will of course be well compensated for your effort.
Huh. For once, Circe is genuinely at loss for words, but Nocturne doesn't seem to mind.
I'll take your silence to make you accept, yes?
I like her. Okay, I like her even though she's French. Man, you have reached the end of the BTMO demo. Thanks for playing. To support the full game's development and for news on Burn the Midnight Oil, check out our Kickstarter, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Discord. I will do. I've checked their Kickstarter. I will check out the rest. And oh my god, it's been such a fun demo so far. Like everyone is kinda giving me the ooh and ah, and I love the arts, I love the music, I love the plot of the game, and I am so excited for the game to be out. So yes, as per now, the Kickstarter is still going, and then they are not fully funded yet. Please go and check them so we can change that. Maybe by the time you watch this video, the Kickstarter might already be end or something. But yes, still, support the game. Because genuinely, I have so much fun. I love mystery. I love dating sims. And oh my god, they are all so gorgeous and we slay so hard. I will maybe check out Dante's POV after this one. But yes, I love being Queen Circe. And oh my. It's just so bad. Okay, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.